the things are being written over there. Okay, so design of the base plate, again we can consider it is a either it is a slab base or it can be as a gusseted base. Okay, so we are considering over here the gusseted base and its different connections. And M20 grade of concrete is being used for the pedestal. Pedestal means over the first we'll prepare the concrete foundation. Over the concrete foundation, the is a small height of the column or the pedestal, actually it used to say it is the pedestal, to be first kept on, and on the top of that pedestal your column, steel column, to be resting. Obviously before resting, before putting into the column, we will be providing the base plate, and that base plate is to be now making the anchor bolted base plate connection. Okay, so these are the broad data of which has been required to make the solution of this particular problem. So what is the different steps over here? The same or similar step over here, only few changes will be required over here. So what are the changes are required? Let's say if we start this particular problem, the PU, the factored axial compressive force, has been given 165 knot kilonewton, and the factored moment has been given 90 kilonewton meter. Okay, so using these two, what we need to find it out. First, the eccentricity that is going to develop. So how much it would be? It would be E is equal to M over P, and this becomes your 90 times of 10 to the power 6 Newton mm divided by 1650 multiplied by 3 Newton. Okay, so the eccentricity is coming or developing over here 54.54. Okay, now once this eccentricity 54.54 mm is developed, then what we are going to do is, let me just take it account a particular figure first. Okay, so in this particular figure, let me draw in this way that this particular base plate would be there. On the top, the column would be resting. On the top, column would be resting. Okay. So this is actually your 350 length 350 mm. Let's say I am providing over here will be coming up, then I'll be providing another one figure over okay, let me just, what is the ground pressure or the base pressure? Generally it has been adopted. This is a X point, this is a critical section point, and from here some other dimensions are to be considered. So what are the dimensions that will be coming later? Okay, so we'll have another one configured the similar way, that this is my base plate. On the top of that, the column is been there. I'm just making a single line. Okay, a single line, and then I'll have, this is the in the web. So after that, what we are going to make, as we said that it is a gusseted base, so okay, So now here now we'll be providing the welding over here. Okay, not the bolted connection. Welded connection now we are providing because bolted connection already we have been made. So this particular thing is to be considered how much, and the overall this particular thing also required to be evaluated, right? So with this, the minimum length of the base plate, first the base plate का length कितना होगा पहले हम देख लेते हैं. So minimum length of base plate, let us first evaluate. There are many things are involved, so I'm just going one by one over here. Minimum length that has been required. So that minimum length of the base plate LBP would be, or otherwise I can simply write L would be equal to 350 plus 2 times of the projection of the gusset plate from the column flange. This is your column flange. So I have been assumed over here that 100 mm projection would be there from the column flange. Okay, so if the 100 mm projection is there from the column flange, so this becomes your 100. So now this is the bare minimum requirement for the, I assume for the, yes.
So from the flange we are considering like the gusset. So these two, because for the second figure where you have written 100 mm distance from the flange, there it would be 250 mm is the flange width, right? The
No,
depth of the
350 mm. No, sorry, total depth. Sorry. This is the total depth. So you see, if you look into the plan view, okay, this is my plan view. So on this plan view, I'll be providing an I section, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
If I provide an I section, then what is required? This is my total depth, and this is my flange. This is my flange, column flange, and this is my total depth. So from here, actually, I am going to assume an 100 mm projection would be there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, please start the recording.
Sorry?
Recording.
Okay, recording. Right. Is that okay now, Rahul?
Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay, now, fantastic. So if we assume this 100 mm projection, this projection would be on the both the sides. So if it is like that, then the things are coming something like things are coming something like 550 mm. Okay, by an assumption that this much would be your projection from the column flanges. Okay, so now if it is like that, then what I am going to do, and the next part is I'm going to find it out a particular ratio. What is the purpose of this ratio? Let me come back little late. That E by L I am going to calculate. That 54.54 divided by 555. I'll be coming back why it has been coming up. So it is becoming now 1.1 by 9.90, something like that. So it is actually less than 1 by 6. Okay, so if it is less than 1 by 6, all of you guys have already done the column RCC column design, if I assume correctly. So if it is if the E by L ratio is 1. L means on the this particular face. Okay. So if the eccentricity is lying, or the ratio of the eccentricity with respect to the plane dimension is lying less than 1/6, then what would happen? All the base pressure which is being developing, it would be under the compression in nature. It would be under the compression in nature. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So there would be basically, let me clarify once again, there would be basically, when this particular moment term would be there would be 3 different, or let's say 2 different cases. Case 1 belongs to E less than L by 6. Case 2 belongs to E less equal to L by 6, sorry, to L by 3, and case 3 would be E greater than L by 3. Okay. So if it is like that, then for this particular case, what I am going to do, if this becomes like this way, then the entire base plate, is under compression. Okay. So if it is under compression, then there might be a variation from one end to the other end. So here it would be the P minimum, and here it would be the P maximum. Likewise, we do in the concrete design also. Okay. Now, if it is like something like this way, then what would happen? Can anyone tell? Most of the part of the base plate would be under compression with little or negligible tension on the remaining part. Tension on remaining. Okay. If it is like that, then part of the base plate partly would be under compression, and substantial portion would be tension part. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, if I look into that is why I had tried to calculate what is the E by L ratio, or otherwise I would have been calculated what is the E with respect to the L, whatever I am basically assuming. Right. Now, what is the next thing? Next thing is, so the case 1 is now governing in my case, or in the present case. I should not say my case, but it is in the present case. So what has been required as the basic understanding or basic protocol of making the base plate design is to limit bearing pressure of concrete at 0.45 FCK, the width of base plate required is B would be equal to width of the base plate B would be equal to how much it could be? How much it could be?
A by L.
Only A by L? Is it only A by L? P divided by L times 0.45 FCK. Is that okay?
The Y2.
2 नहीं होगा? So under your base plate, let's say what I'm saying, let me just again put it the stress point to limit the bearing pressure of the concrete at the 4.45 FCK. So if we want to limit it, that means in the previous case, it was the base pressure deviation was something like that. Okay. Now, if I want to limit, that means what I could make it, I could make this limitation. If I
Yes,
go,
sir.
right. So now if it is like that, so this is half B times L total area times 0.45 FCK, which is to be equated to the factored compressive force. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if it is that, then I'm not going to make the calculation because you know already what is PL and all. So it would, let me write it for the more clarity. Divide by, how much was the L? 550 times 0.45 times 20, which is becoming 666.66 millimeter. And we may easily provide 670 or 680, something like that, nearby. Okay. So I have concluded in this way. Let us provide $550 or B multiplied by L, right? So it would be B is 670 multiplied by, both are mm, size base plate. Okay. So now how much area that has been provided? It is a, I think it is a not required that cross check. 670 multiplied by 500, so 368.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 mm square, and this would be required in the latter. Or otherwise you can also cross check as we cross check in the last time also. So if it is like that, then what is the sectional modulus of the base plate? Section modulus of base plate ZE to be 670 times divided by 6. So it is becoming 33.78 times Okay. Now we have not calculated the thickness. We will be calculating the thickness in a bit different manner now. Okay. So what is the next thing that we should do? Now we should calculate that what is the maximum pressure, P max, P upon A plus M by ZD, right? So P upon A divided by ZD. So what is this A? This A is this one, the final calculated value. So it is becoming 7.14 Newton per mm square, which is definitely less than the 0.45 of FCK, which is 9.0 Newton per mm square. Similarly, we can calculate the P mean, which is the P upon A minus M by ZD, which is becoming here 1.81 Newton per mm square. Okay, so your variation of the stresses below the base plate is becoming, this is 1.81 and this is becoming 7.14. Now in between, if you look into the previous slide, in between I had made a certain things over here that, let's say this is considering this is a critical section. Okay, so now the thickness of the base plate with respect to this critical section will be coming over here. So if I go like this way, the thickness of base plate, so this should be my objective to calculate. So base pressure, for these two different steps would be involved. First, base pressure at the critical section, at section XX. Okay, so this entire thing is now is becoming 550. So there is a one section at this XX. Okay, at section XX. So this XX is going to lie at a distance 100 mm from the, because that was the assumed projection. Okay, that was the assumed projection. So if it is this way, then this to be equated that how much is the breast pressure at here. So 1.81, it is a simple linear interpolation everybody can do, plus 7.14 यहाँ पे हो गया, now minus 1.81 multiplied by 450 divided by 550. So this is becoming 6.17 Newton per mm square. Okay. So now moment at section XX. So how much would be the moment at section XX? Careful about this one. 100, this is the projection, 100 by 2. So this is the per unit plus 7.14 minus 6.17 17 divided by 2 multiplied by 100 times 2/3 of 100. Okay. Now this becoming your 34083 from my calculation from 3 Newton mm, and this should be equated with moment capacity of the base plate MD is equal to 1.2 times of Fy by gamma. This formula in the last time also we had utilized. Okay, so with this the MD is becoming 1.2 times 250 divided by 1.10 multiplied by, now the thickness related your ZD would enter over here, 1 unit in the, that's what we do in the slab design also, right? 1 unit, then TB or TBP whole square. This is the section modulus ZE, which is becoming 45.45 TBP square, which is equated to 34083.33. Okay, so from here we could calculate what is the TBP square, TBP, sorry. So TBP is coming around 27.38 mm, which is greater than the T of F, thickness of the flange, which is equated to 11.6 mm. Okay. So now this thickness of the base plate is in between 20 to 40. So the yield stress value to be utilized be 240. So